Hey guys, it's Jaden from Tech for Days, and today we have the unboxing of the Levin solar charger. Now this solar charger is 12,000 milliamps. 12,000 milliamps of power to charge your device. This is the ideal external battery that you would take with you camping, hiking, anything outdoorsy. You can take this in the desert, it's going to charge in the sun. It's freaking awesome, so let's read what the back says. Suitable for charging iPhones, iPads, Android phones, GPS devices, cameras, and more. It's super waterproof and dustproof. It has a strong shockproof and drop resistance. It has a built-in 12,000 milliamp lithium polymer battery which charges via a powerful 1.7 watt monocrystalline solar power panel. Environmentally friendly silica gel and ABS plus PC materials, rubber oil paint process, and there is an emergency LED torch with a hidden micro input and dual USB inputs, and it comes with a carabiner. So on the bottom we also have some technical specifications. We'll zoom in on those. It's a light polymer battery with 12,000 milliamps, an input of a DC 5 volts 1 amp, and output of DC 5 volts 2 amps. Well, there's actually two 1 amps. The product size is 167 by 89 by 18 millimeters, and the net weight is 307 grams. Now right here we have a tiny diagram, as you guys can see, so you can charge your device. The torch is actually right there. This is your outlet, so you can actually plug this into a wall if you want. You don't have to use the solar panel, and you can charge a tablet, whatever you want. So now let's actually open up the box. So here we just lift open this flap, and voila, there we go. So here we have the battery itself. It's actually pretty light. I thought it would be a lot heavier. And here's the solar panel. It looks really cool. There's your power button, your LED indicators. It has a honeycomb texture, some more technical stuff on the back of it, and the emergency torch would be right here. You have some ports which we'll go into more depth with. Here we have some product information, so here's some warranty, all kind of stuff like that. Here you actually have a micro USB charger to charge the device, and they actually even give you a micro USB to 30-pin charger for your iPhone or whatever you're using. Now that's super awesome, but this is kind of aged because nobody really uses these too much unless they're using an iPhone 4 or 4S. Everything's Lightning now, so I think they should actually include a Lightning and this, or if anything a Lightning definitely, because this is kind of getting old. So that's a little disappointing to see. And here I think this is a carabine. I never heard of it. I always just called these clasps. That's just what I called them. So here you actually just hook it on. It's pretty cool. You can hook it onto your belt, whatever you want. So let's actually dive into this. So here we have the solar panel charger. Right here it says USB, and this is actually a flap. So let's pull up on this flap. It's actually a really nice color. I really like the orange. And here you have the USB, and you actually have a micro USB right here, if you guys can see that. So you can just close this flap. So it is pretty waterproof. I wouldn't say it's submergible because I don't think this would actually protect you, but I do think it is waterproof, probably rain resistant and stuff like that. So here we have another flap, and it says USB. So let's open this one up, and here we have the second USB. So I believe these both are rated at 1 amp, and here we have the emergency LED torch, which is really, really cool, and that's about it. Now here you have the solar panel, which can charge. This thing can be fully charged within 5 to 6 hours under direct sunlight, so that's not too bad. 5 to 6 hours sounds pretty reasonable, and the solar panel is very smooth. You can't even tell that it's a solar panel unless they told you, to be honest. So I think it's really, really cool, and I actually want to do a 5-minute test. So let's do that 5-minute test. So we have 4 bars of charge, nice LED indicators, looks really, really nice. The 2 USB ports, and you double click for the LED torch, which is actually really bright. It's really nice. Very nice features, and you just hold it to turn it off, and that's it. So let's begin the 5-minute test. Okay, so I have my lightning cable plugged in. We have a nice stable connection. Here's my iPhone 5S, Going to get the timer out. We have 5 minutes. So as soon as this thing starts charging, which as soon as we press this power button, I am going to start the timer. So we are starting with 39%. We will see what we get once we finish. So we started, and there we go. Okay guys, so we started with 39 and we were able to achieve 46%, so that's a 7% increase. That's really good. That's very impressive right there, and that was only 5 minutes, so that is a really awesome charge time. Very impressive. And we don't really have anything on the solar panel. I did have my light, it was under my light, but I'm not sure if light actually charges it. I don't know if the sun has some special rays, but you can charge it within 5 to 6 hours. Obviously it charges very well. We still have the 4 bars. It's pretty light, it's really not that heavy. I've felt way heavier. And you do have a sort of, it does feel a little bit cheap, just a little bit. It is what it is. It does look very nice though, that's not a doubt. Nice and orange. There's also a army-ish color and I believe black. There's several colors to choose from, so you guys can choose whatever color pleases you. And I'm very impressed because the screen was on and I had Bluetooth on. I had a lot of those things on, and I was able to achieve a really good growth, especially with the screen on. And so both of the outputs are actually 1 amp each, so you can charge 2 iPhones at once if you want. It's really nice and convenient, and you do have that little torch. I think that's a really cool feature. It runs off the lithium polymer battery. It's really cool. One thing that would be cooler if they actually made it fully submergible. That would be super cool, because these little flaps just make it sort of rain proof and stuff like that. It's not really submergible, but that would be really cool if someone was in like a hardcore type of environment and they could like dump this into the water if they wanted to. I just think that'd be really cool. And it does have really good drop proof tests, so you can drop it and it's totally fine. So I do want to do a drop resistance test for you guys. So we're actually going to do it in my room. We're going to hold it from above maybe 6 feet and we'll see how it holds up, if it scuffs or anything like that. Okay guys, so here we have the battery and I'm going to hold it above 6 feet. You won't see the 6 feet, but you'll definitely see it fall. So let's see how it holds up. In 3, 2, 1. And let's see what happened. So we're back at the work area and let's see what happened. So we don't have any scuffing or even any warping or anything like that, and that was a 6-foot drop on hardwood floors, so my floors are pretty beat up, so it was okay to do that. And we don't have anything popping out, nothing's loose, not even the flaps came loose. Everything still works perfectly fine. And I have seen, I have actually done it firsthand. I've dropped a battery and it was about 3 feet from the ground and it actually cracked and totally busted open, and it was really bad. But this one held up like it's brand new, so I couldn't imagine throwing this outside, which, unless you guys want to throw it outside, let's see what happens. Okay guys, so I'm actually on my front porch right now. It is dark outside, but you can still kind of see. So I'm actually going to throw this out there onto the concrete and see what happens. So let's see. And this is going to be a throw with force. It's not going to just be a toss. So let's see what happened. So here's exactly what happened. We do have some scuffing right here. So the device is still fully functioning, as you guys can tell. And the rubber seals did come apart just a little bit. So we can simply snap those in place. So we did have some damage, and mind you, I did throw this with some force just to do a little test, and it did really well actually. The internals are not damaged whatsoever. Now we're having some weird issue with the torch. I'm not sure if it blinks or it's damaged, but we did throw it very hard because we were gonna see the resistance. Mind you, that was a really pretty hard drop, and it was not designed to be dropped just like that. So it did pretty well. The light does blink, as you guys can see. It does blink a little bit. but that doesn't even matter. It's just a torch. You just simply need to pop these pieces back in and boom, you're fine. So here's the damage on the table so you guys can see it better with the better light. And this thing did really, really good. Like, as you can see, there's just a small amount of scuffing and the rubber pieces did pop out, but that's totally fixable. I actually already fixed it. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. The torch did blink at first, as you guys will see in a little bit, and it was intermittent, but now it's totally fine. Not sure what happened there, but that's totally fine. It's just a torch, nothing too important. The battery still charges. The USB ports aren't even damaged or nothing's wrong with it. And it wasn't a toss and it wasn't a hardcore throw. It was actually more of a throwing a soft baseball to a toddler, to give you guys an idea of how hard I threw it. And it did extremely well, and I keep saying that, and it's because it's true. It did do really, really well. There's really nothing wrong with it. Slight scuffing, and the rubber parts are actually back in already. You can barely tell it was dropped. And it did separate just a little bit right here. Probably the internal clips broke, but nothing too big, nothing too drastic happened here. The 4 lights still light up, they still turn off. It's totally fine, and it really impressed me. I did want to throw this. A lot of you are probably going to say that that was a waste or that was stupid, but I did want to give you guys a thorough review to see how shock resistant it really is, and it did a really, really good job. Really, really good job. I'm very impressed. It's just a slight amount of little cosmetic little dings, and it's totally fine. Fully functional. Levin did a really good job with this product. They even include the 4S and 4 connector, a micro USB, and they also included a carabine. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them below. And thank you guys for watching. Again, really, it was a pleasure making this video, and I hope you guys give it a like. Catch you guys next time.